Let's bring in retired NYPD robbery detective Pat Brosnan. He's also the CEO and founder of Brosnan Consultants. All right, so we've got new information this morning that we're weaving through. Now we hear reports that the cops were at a local Circle K, according to these reports, looking for surveillance footage. That sounds good. So we've got that to work with. And then we've got the FBI resweeping the area. So I want to ask you about these 2 points. What do you think about the message that came to the local television station? Did any of this have anything to do with the other?
Difficult to say. You know, the police are going to withhold key signature details because that's really their currency in terms of ferreting out the hoaxers and pranksters and other folks they're going to misrepresent. So it's hard to speculate with any precision, but it all is very promising to the extent that the bloodhound work, the investigative work, is proceeding relentlessly and inexorably forward. But what no one's really discussing, or I haven't heard, is how do we accelerate the laboratory analysis at the FBI and the local labs? They have a treasure trove recovered from that 3,100 square foot home. Let's be clear, Laura, 41 minutes in a 3,100 square foot home, there is an ocean of trace evidence that's left behind. Humans shed it almost like the skin of a snake. That evidence has to be fast-tracked, no different than we did with the Tsarnaev brothers up at the Boston Marathon. We can get an interim disposition. What we need is a name. We need a name, and then the hunt is on. A life hangs in the balance here. This is extremely, extremely horrifying to the extent that the clock is not our friend at all. And 160 hours is a lifetime.
Yeah, we're going to soon be hearing probably from the U.S. Marshals as well, seeing those that identification when we get moving on to your point about a suspect. I wanted to ask you about that time that we believe that somebody was in the home, possibly, because I heard somebody, former law enforcement, say that the camera that was disconnected, that Ring doorbell that was pulled off apparently the night in question, the morning in question. What if somebody pulled it off and waited to see if any alarms went off and then went in? I mean, because we just don't know what happened, right? There's no way to know unless they do know from the cameras inside. But it sounds like everything is unrecoverable at this point. There's so much that we don't know about the timeline. We've got some basics. But to your point, and since you've worked in robbery, I'm just wondering if you see it that way as well. Is there any gray area that we're maybe not thinking about here?
Well, it's difficult to be very precise because she didn't have the subscription, so we don't know. It is known that there was an image, not captured directly, but on the software for the Ring camera, but not an image due to lack of subscription. But again, speed is everything here. Whether it was 41 minutes or 27 minutes in the home, it's a nightmare and a lifetime. Yeah. But I feel strongly that the reward money has to go up exponentially. Laura, someone somewhere on this planet knows who these guys are. A boyfriend, a girlfriend, a landlord, a co-conspirator, a drinking buddy. You've got to incentivize them to pick up the phone and flip them. Right. And it happens. There's no loyalty amongst thieves.
Yeah. And what do you make of the fact, you know, it's been a full week tomorrow. Authorities say they have been unable to identify a suspect or a person of interest. News Nation spoke with someone who has seen one of the ransom letters. We're going to talk to him next hour live, but let's hear what former Border Patrol agent Art Del Cueto had to say about that.
I understand why law enforcement isn't talking about it. They aren't, you know, displaying it to everyone. I know they were able to send it to some of the media. Some of the media was able to see it. It's understandable. People want answers, and they want answers quick, and I get that. But I think it's very, very important that certain specifics within that letter are kept to law enforcement at this point so they can further their investigation.
It's an important point. I wanted to get your thoughts on that comment because we've had a lot of people talking about what was in the note, what wasn't in the note, alluded to. You know, I wanted to ask you about the protocols law enforcement typically follows with these types of situations. I mean, this has been one of the most unusual situations I think we can all agree in covering any kind of a case of a missing person. I mean, this is just something that we don't deal with.
No, thank God. It is extremely rare, live abduction with ransom demands. The reality is that it's the validation and the authentication of the note is very difficult in 2026 as opposed to 1996. Artificial intelligence is now in the mix, and they can replicate with very convincing authority a lot of elements that would provide this proof of life that you keep hearing talked about. And it is very difficult to separate the wheat from the chaff to that extent. AI muddies the waters in a big way, but the police are very shrewd too. So they're going to be looking to ferret out of these messages facts that they couldn't know, that instances that they could not have developed independently that had to have come from Nancy Guthrie's mouth. And then they would corroborate it with something relevant to that exact point in time, like a newspaper or a paragraph from a newspaper that was published this morning, for example. And maybe a nickname for her sister when she was 6 years old.
Yeah, good
it has
point.
to be something that's not known. That's the trick.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen it in the movies, and that is real life.
Sure.
In terms of this proof of life. So we'll see what happens next. Retired NYPD robbery detective Pat Brosnan, we appreciate your time and perspective today. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.